I mean, we're already talking together. The British negotiating team and the EU task force, with a lot of Irish input, has already mapped out areas of North-South cooperation linked to the Good Friday Agreement, and there are hundreds of those. So we have already been talking together. I have a very good relationship with Karen Bradley, who's the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland. I have a very good relationship with many of the British cabinet members who we've already met and discussed many of these issues with. But the formal negotiations have to be between the British government and the EU as a whole. But of course there'll be a lot of Irish input in that. But that doesn't mean that these issues will be easily solved, because they won't. It is a very complex thing for Britain to leave the European Union. There are 40 years, in fact 45 years, of agreements and negotiations that are a result of UK membership of the EU, and that won't be unwound easily. And when you add in on top of that a Good Friday Agreement and a very complex and very fragile peace process, this is a significant responsibility for the British government, and I'm glad that the Prime Minister made that clear during her speech. I mean, I think it's important to say that we welcome her speech by and large. There's a lot more detail than we have previously seen, but essentially what she's outlining is that the British approach will be to look for some kind of hybrid model between the kind of FTA that the EU has with Canada today and the kind of market access that Norway has into the single market today.
And
now that we at least know that, we can negotiate accordingly.